Hi, welcome to Beating the Odds, the lighter side of stroke survival and recovery, where survivors and their loved ones come to find comfort and connection, and maybe even a few laughs.
Way to go, Jay. Way to go. As we were joking before we started, we're just pretending to be professional podcasters.
Yes, we're going to get it
role.
down. It's only been, 15 episodes? I don't even know. But
So
we'll
hang
get it.
in there with us and have fun along the way.
Yeah, we'll get there.
This is going to be a short one. And my question is, hey, Trey, what the hell have you been up to?
Well, funny you should ask.
Tell us.
Well, I had to take my car into the shop again. Nope. I mean, my body into the shop again for some more maintenance and some more part replacements. This time it was a total knee replacement on my left knee.
All right.
Yeah. So I had.
Tell us when you decided you need the surgery and then all the steps.
Oh, boy. All right. So it has been a few years that I developed arthritis, and I was told that I developed arthritis because of my gait. My weight did not help, but my gait from the stroke, and just, I always had some kind of left side weakness from birth.
Right.
54 years of this.
I'm going to pause you there because I think it's very common for there to be almost like, we'll call them, again, I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to pretend.
Right.
We're going to call it compensation injuries because I think a lot of us compensate. So whatever side is weak, the other side takes on a much bigger brunt of the work.
Yes, that side is next. This is the affected side, though.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, this is the affected side. So I developed arthritis probably, I want to say 6 years ago or so. And I've felt pain since then, but not as bad as it has been recently. But I also had another incident the summer of 2024, where I don't know if I fully discussed it, but a car had run my foot over while I was walking in a parking lot.
Because you haven't had enough drama in your life.
No, I need some more excitement, I guess. I don't know. So when I was run over by the car, I tried to get out of the way. Thank God she didn't hit my entire body. But as I tried to step back, when I saw her coming, she rolled over my left foot, my affected side. And as she rolled over it, kind of fell backwards onto my right elbow. But with that, I twisted this left knee. And that exasperated all of the issues with arthritis and tendonitis and all that kind of stuff. So since August of 2024, it's been really terrible. And even with that accident, I had broken my ankle and had a huge wound on my inside of my heel of the left foot. So with that, it just weakened my entire ankle. And I was tripping a lot. I was falling a lot. My foot was going on the outside. That's when I got the AFO. And they had thought that maybe that would help my knee pain, but never did. So I saw the orthopedist after I had the accident. I had seen the orthopedist for my ankle injury, and I had also mentioned my knee was twisted. So I was also seeing a different doctor in the practice for the knee. And I tried, again, the cortisone shots. I even tried the gel shots, but nothing was making it better. So finally said, I need to get this replaced. So of course then I needed to lose weight. My BMI was not in the range. They won't do it if your BMI is over 40. And at the time, mine was like 43, 42, something like that. So thanks to Manjaro, my doctor had prescribed me because I needed to get the weight off anyway. I don't have diabetes, thank goodness, but I need to get the weight off. So I started Manjaro last July, and I did lose the weight. So far, I think I've lost almost 50 pounds. So that was enough, yay, to bring me into the range that they approved me for surgery. So we planned this 2 months ago, I think, and I finally had the surgery February 18th. And I stayed one night in the hospital because I wanted to, and I kind of had to demand it because they wanted to send me right home the same day. And with all my other issues, I was kind of afraid to go right home. I didn't want to fall. I didn't want all these things. They let me stay. and I went home the next afternoon. And it's been a a, a ride.
You think not go.
It's not quite as bad as recovering from, a brain aneurysm rupture and stroke, but it's a different kind of pain.
It doesn't tickle.
Yeah, doesn't tickle, it doesn't tingle. It's been manageable pain, I'll say that. And it's been baby steps, but it's been a little over 3 weeks now. And the hospital, I have to give a shout out to NYU Langone in Patchogue. It used to be the old Brookhaven Hospital. Can't speak now, but they were on it. I got home on Thursday. They sent a visiting nurse out on Friday just to kind of look me over, make sure I was stable, looked at the incision site because they had put a waterproof bandage over it. Everything looked great. The next day after that, they had already sent out a visiting physical therapist, which was amazing. And the first visit was just to make sure my home was accessible, like the bathroom was accessible. I have one step up that I have to get to the area of the house where the bathroom is. He put together the raised toilet seat because that was one of the big issues was our toilet is a little low, and that was very painful trying to get up from there. I needed help. So he put that together on the first visit, and from there it's been okay. I've been on top of the pain. I was on some pain pills like 3 times a day at first. Now I'm down to maybe 1 to 2, depending on how much activity I do. Physical therapy has been twice a day. The nurse came like 3 or 4 times. They were on top of it. And I have to say, my incision, it's healing beautifully. Like it's only been 3.5 weeks or so. It already looks like it's just about healed. Like you see the raised part of it, but they took the staples out and it's already the same color as the rest of my skin. Like you don't see, like it's just incredible to me. And I went to my first follow-up last Friday, and that should have been my second follow-up. But we had a blizzard right after I came home, and I couldn't get out of the house and get to a vehicle to get there. So I canceled my first post-op, which would have been exactly a week after the surgery. So this second post-op, but it really was my first, they did an x-ray, they took the staples out, and they just did some movement, and I have to say the PA was impressed that already at that visit, he could bend my knee without me screaming in pain to 90 degrees, which is incredible because he said that, people are expected to do that at 4 weeks. And I was only a little after 2 weeks. So shout out to the visiting PTs. So I was very lucky with that. So it's been, I have a walker. Yay, Bren, we have walkers. We're walker twins.
Yeah. But
And
I have a question for you because
yes,
I name so I have a few different, I have my inside walker, which I call my Mini Cooper, but then
yes.
I have, I had another one which was run over by Jay in the car.
Why is everything getting run over?
I call that one my Cadillac, and I just got recently a new one which is shiny red, so I call that my Ferrari.
Nice.
That's my outside one. So as my whole fleet,
Wow, that's great.
we have to name yours.
Yes, well, mine is just the good old one you get from the hospital,
The
the silver basic one. But the one you have for outside before the Ferrari,
Cadillac, yes,
the Cadillac,
yeah.
that's the one with the brakes and you can sit down too.
Yeah, well, that Cadillac was actually Jay's late Bubby's when she was alive. And
Yes,
they put it in storage. I don't think they ever thought they were going to need it again. They pulled it
yes.
in for me. So I felt like Great Bubby was looking out for me as I was using it. So I used it
Oh,
every time. And so then it was last year, Jay and I went down to Florida for spring training.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
we were actually leaving the hotel to go to the airport. And he helped me get in, and then he left the walker out on the back and forgot, and then back
All
down
right.
here, crunch. So,
Oh, you had to retire that one.
so we had to retire that one. and then
Okay.
I tried to cheap out, and I just got one off of Amazon, which didn't last very long.
Right.
So we decided, you know what? Because I think that with so many things, you hope that you're going to go back to normal and
Yes.
not need it. And I kind of had to have an acceptance of like, no, I need it. So
Yeah.
let let me one that I could use easily when I'm out. So we made the investment for Ferrari.
Nice.
Not quite as expensive as a actual Ferrari, but not cheap.
No, not cheap, I'm sure. Now, is this one that you can put a seat down and turn around if you get tired and sit?
Yes, yes, thank goodness.
Okay.
And the brakes
Okay.
are good, and the tires are good, especially I'm looking at the winter right now. The snow was falling again.
Oh my gosh.
That's March. March, like you can have spring one day and then back to winter the next.
Yes.
So that's what.
We usually get nailed by a random blizzard in March,
Yeah, well,
but so
I
far
didn't
we just had
understand, like,
flurries.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's this one is
Okay.
sticking. But anyways, what's good about my Ferrari is that it can handle this kind of weather. I just
Yes.
decide, do I want to go out and endure this kind of weather?
Yeah. Right. Like, stay home. You don't need to go out in that unless you have or an important appointment.
That's right. That's it. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You
No,
were
no,
saying,
no, no, no.
so,
I'm interested in seeing it. And
so
there's a way we can share things on this app. I don't know if you see it. I'm using the phone, but on your desktop, can you see a way to share an image or?
I see a share button.
Okay.
Share
I think,
screen, share presentation.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think you can share a screen and maybe upload
Okay.
a picture.
Maybe we'll do this there.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that eventually, but I'm curious into seeing that what that looks like.
Or I can send you the link for it, but I got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we can do, I think the background turns into whatever you want to present or it moves us over.
Okay.
We'll figure that out. So that's what I've been up to.
You left out one interesting part of your recovery that you got we call it here a gastro. You got a stomach bug in the middle of this.
Oh my gosh,
And
yes.
your
Thanks for
quarantine is
reminding me of that.
well, we're not at Ma.
Oh my gosh. The craziest thing. So last week, was it last week? I lost track now. I think it was last week.
I think it was last week.
The PT had come to me on Monday late morning and he left. And that evening, um, I had a late dinner. I only wanted peanut butter and jelly. I don't know why. And then a couple hours after that, I just started vomiting like it was crazy. And that bug lasted like 5 or 6 days. And that wiped me out. So all the exercises I was supposed to be doing when the therapist wasn't here, like I wasn't up to anything. Because every time I moved, I had to run to the bathroom. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh,
So I lost a little more weight during that time,
not for a
which
good
is a
reason.
plus.
Yeah.
I don't recommend losing weight that way, but
Right.
so I had that on top of everything else. Exciting news. I had gone out one other time to that post-op visit, and I hadn't been outside before that or after that until today. And today I needed to run errands. I had to go to the bank. I had to go pick up prescriptions, and I haven't tried driving yet because I'm not sure. I'm sure I can get in, but I'm not sure how I can keep my knee bent comfortably while I'm driving wherever I'm going.
Okay.
I think that would hurt keeping it bent so long. So I am going to have to start driving probably in the middle of this week coming. But I went today. My niece drove, Emily, and we made like 4 different stops and I had to get out and go into the bank. I had my walker. The little one, my little great niece, Livy came with us and she held the door open for me at the bank because they didn't have the handicap accessible button. And I did it. I wasn't in tremendous pain.
Good for
I
you.
took my time. In fact, I was coming out of the bank and some guy was kind of in a rush and he kind of went on the grass around me to get past me to his car, but I did it. And we ran the errands and that was my big outing of the day. I'm sure I'll have to nap later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm getting them out and about. So it's been a
Good,
little over 3 weeks.
good for you.
So
You know, I think this whole thing just points out a reality that I'm really trying to continue to contend with, which is It's not like life can stop because you've had a stroke or an aneurysm or an ABI. Life keeps going. These days, shit still happens. You
Yeah.
just layered over this already challenging reality, and
Hmm.
the fact that if you can do it and find little wins, like going out to do errands or find little funny things,
Yeah. Always funny things. There's always something.
because the bottom line is it's still going to be there. You've still
Yeah.
got to deal with it. So good for you. And I'm
Yeah.
happy that you got this done. And then I know the next one is, I think you said 2 years before you
When
do
I
it.
feel like I'm ready, hopefully as I lose more weight, I won't have to do it. This was a very long process.
Okay.
I mean, and recovery could be up to a year, full recovery. But
Okay.
for me, I don't think it'll take that long because to me, full recovery will be when I don't have pain with every step. And that's all I can ask. I know my strength will never, not never, but it will take a very long time to build the strength because I lost a lot of strength with with the aneurysm rupture. So with PT and going back to the gym, once I really heal, I'll strengthen that leg even more. And until I can really put more weight on that and really hold myself up on that leg, I won't do the other knee until I can get that to that point.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm not racing. I do get pain. I do get quite a bit of pain, but it kind of like comes and goes in the right knee. So I'll get to that. I don't know when, but eventually. But even if the left knee is like somewhat pain free, I would be 100%
That's
satisfied. Yeah, every step was just a sharp pain along the side of my knee and into my calf section. So just a lot of bone spurs, well,
wow.
osteophytes as they call them.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm glad I did it. I'm looking forward to being recovered and being able to go out and about and go travel without falling, without feeling all that pain, and just enjoying my time going places. I didn't do a lot of things this past year because of the pain, so I'm glad I finally did it. So yeah, it's not an easy recovery if anybody's thinking about having one. And like you said, on top of having the weakness on that side, it's a challenge, but everybody adapts. You just do what you got to do, right? I mean, I have no choice. I can't just sit back and have everyone wait on me. I mean, I've had a lot of help,
Right.
but I don't want to develop a blood clots from not moving around either.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, so I'm getting through it, and I'm just, I have to say it isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I'm able to use the regular walker, even with my left hand that doesn't really grasp it. I'm able to just lay it on that handle, and the grippy thing that is on it is able to hold my hand on it, and I can push it without
That's
it
good.
turning on me.
Okay.
So I was worried about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm only doing that one step in and out of my apartment and in and out of my area to get to the bathroom onto that side of the house. So that's getting easier. The idea of when I put all my weight on the left side, it's painful, but for that split second that you have to get your good foot up and onto the step. But I'll get there. It's getting less painful. And if I keep taking Tylenol, it'll be okay.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's been my last few weeks. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think? We've had several guests on in the last few weeks. We've been very blessed with guests,
Yes.
I'd say. So we've had your whole family, which was amazing, and I absolutely love talking to them, and I can't wait to get up there to Canada and visit and meet them. But they had such wonderful conversations about their experience and Jay, and so that was a blessing to talk to them. And then we had,
Paul,
yes,
and
Paul.
Amy and
Yeah,
Elise.
with Brainstorm. And then we had Damien and we've had Lisa. And wow, what a wealth of information from all of them. I got a good amount of inspiration and a good amount of just helpful information about what we go through.
I agree. I agree. And I think the fact that we have been able to look at it both from the perspective of survivors and caregivers. And I know coming up, we have also my friend Debbie, who is going to be on. Shout out Debbie, when you get on.
Hi, Debbie.
Debbie's
But
gonna
first we have
have this.
Lori.
Yes, yes, but I'm just saying because
Okay.
the other category is because I think that's fantastic, Tracy, that you continue to bring in the ABI community much more than myself. So thank you for that. But I think I also feel very strongly about expanding and keep our arms wide open for anybody who's under any kind of trauma, because I think
Absolutely.
that there's a connection there. And when Debbie, I hope you're listening. Debbie reached out to me and said, "Have you ever heard of the spoon theory?" I said, "Oh my gosh, of
Oh my
course."
gosh, we always talk about that.
I said, "Would you like to come on to talk about the spoon theory?" And she said, "But I haven't had a stroke." I said, "Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
You've had,
matter.
she's had I believe I'm right in saying that she's had an autoimmune condition. We'll talk about this, but
Okay.
that to me is something that when we can transcend beyond ourselves and let other
Mhm.
people know, because so often if you're not going to be someone who has the trauma yourself, you're going to be a caregiver or loved one of someone who does. So
Yeah.
to have any kind of understanding and kind of like connection to be able to understand that, hey, there's a lot of us out here. We all
Yeah.
just be able to help each other and listen to each other and
Right.
support each other. That to me is so much of what I got out of all of our guests in very
Definitely.
different ways. But yes,
Yeah. I
they
feel
were so
like
inspiring.
anybody who's had a the debilitating condition, it could be just cognitively, it could be physically, mentally, emotionally. I think that everyone's welcome to chat with us, and we do go through a lot of the same things. And so hopefully others can relate to any one of our guests, and I think it's great. Like whoever you bring on, um, we have so many people to talk to still that will give different points of view and different insights from different parts of the industry even. Like I have the director of the Brain Aneurysm Foundation, Christine Buckley, who's going to come on. My doctor, Dr. Rye, is going to come on. My primary doctor, Dr. Maiulo, had talked to me about coming on, therapists, and just others from the community that have not had a stroke, but are either professionals in, the community or therapists or anybody that have something to say about what we feel, what we go through, and what we experience. So that's what I love about this podcast.
Absolutely.
It's not strictly about stroke,
Exactly.
ABIs, and things like that. But can I talk about one more thing? Because I
Oh,
know we want to keep this.
please.
So, my business that I'm starting, ClearPath Recovery Solutions, it's starting out on Long Island, Nassau, and Suffolk counties, but eventually it's all virtual. So, I want to be able to reach out beyond Long Island, work into New York City. Right now, to start, I kind of want to just focus on those two counties because I'm a little more familiar with, making recommendations or making referrals to certain things
Sure.
if people need. But the other part of what I'll provide will help people just emotionally and just making sense of maybe just getting home from the hospital. So they don't need referrals just yet. So I completely can help people outside of Long Island at this point. And my website will be up and live by the end of the weekend.
Good for you. That's awesome.
So it's finally complete, and I can't do anything really moving forward without the website because it is virtual. So I'll have all the details on my website. It's clearpathsolutionsny.com, which I can put in the description later on. And there's packages to pick from as far as how much support you need. And they'll be right on there. A click for Zoom when we do our one-to-one sessions. Like I'll be coaching people and just giving them some guidance on how to navigate recovery. I mean, do you remember first coming from the hospital? You were in COVID.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not the one to talk to you about this.
Yeah, you had nothing as far
What
as
I was going to
guidance.
say is this podcast right here, I hope you link on your website, because I think this could be very helpful to someone just to not feel alone,
Yeah.
not
And I
feel like
am. I have a
everyone
link.
out
There's a
there.
page. Yep. There's a page that shows our podcast. And also I'll do Zooms one-on-one as part of people's package that they choose. I'll have worksheets and toolkits and checklists all uploaded for people that they could either fill out on the computer or they can print and they can make a whole binder if they wanted to. And again, I'll give the one-on-one for survivors and caregivers because I think they need as much support as the survivors do
Absolutely.
to prevent the burnout and just make sense of all the appointments and the medications and sessions and progress and all those things. I'll have all those trackers for them to download. And I'll also be providing small group sessions for other survivors and caregivers that they can join in weekly, or I haven't decided yet, and I haven't set that up yet, but there'll be like 6 or less people in a group that people can get support from.
Right.
So it's going to entail a lot. I'm super excited because this is something that's been on my mind for well over a year. When I first came home from the hospital, I would say, I wish I had someone to just tell me what's next, help us organize everything. Like we were so confused and so overwhelmed and
Right.
it was all too much. So that's why I created and developed this business. So you'll be able to find that on the website and it's really pretty. Like I think it's dynamic and it's grabs your attention and I'm happy with it. I really am.
It's
So
awesome.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so it'll be live. They tell me I would talk to the IT guys and there was a lot of connecting, like all lingo that I don't understand, but they needed a C name script and a TXT script and I have my domain name with one company and I have my web hosting with another company and it was a lot, but I'm figuring it out just like this podcast.
That's right. That's right. And
So,
maybe that's a good tip of the day. Like when there are things that you come upon that you don't know how to do, just to stick out and
yeah,
don't be afraid to ask for help. To say, I have
absolutely.
no idea. Maybe someone else can help me with this. So it
Yeah,
sounds like your new business is exactly that answer for people who may not know what to do.
right. I
That's
went
really
22 years with just doing little things like substitute teaching, dog sitting, babysitting. And I said, I'm 54. This isn't sustainable. And I needed something that I could stay home really. And I'm like, what do I do best? Try to support people? I don't know,
it gives
support
you
people and
purpose.
talk.
It allows you to put purpose into the pain that you've experienced, which is
Yeah,
great.
that's exactly it. I'm not a professional. My business does not offer medical advice, does not offer psychiatric or even counseling. It's all coaching. So I will never give you any of that advice, that professional advice. This is just me, my experience. That's what this comes from. I do have a degree from Geneseo in sociology and education, and I'm actually doing a life coach course that'll give me a certification. So I do have something under my belt that, gives me the foundation to do what I'm doing. So I'm excited about it. So once the website is up, I'll start reaching out and I've started to make those connections with local hospitals and rehab centers and doctors for them to point people to my website and my business. So I'm excited about it. Yeah.
That's
So I've been busy. I've been
great.
recovering, but every night, and this is so strange. I do what I've got to do. I get on Facebook and I do our TikToks for the podcast and I love editing and doing all that creative stuff. But then somehow I'm like, all right, go to bed. And then at midnight, all of the clear path business ideas come to me.
Of
I'm like,
course.
what? So now I'm like, I can't let it go. So now I'm on researching and connecting and creating worksheets and this and that. I don't go to bed till after 2. I'm like, close the computer.
Wow. Wow.
So
That
that's just the
you and
problem.
I are very different because for me, by 9 o'clock, I'm looking at the back of my eyelids.
You're
Although I'm
like done.
up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah, I am
I'm
not a
glad I
morning
can just
person.
fast.
My sessions with my clients, my sessions will not be before 10 a.m. I just can't function. I am a night owl. Like I can't. Like I can get up for an appointment. I try to make them for 9 or later, but I can't function. I am such a nut. Like 3 p.m. Yes, if I'm up early, I'm shot by 3. But if
Right.
I can sleep till 9, 9:30, then I'm good until, like, I get tired. Sometimes I close my eyes after dinner while I'm watching TV, but then I'm up because the ideas just start flowing and I can't ignore them. I can't turn them off. So then I put some work in and then I'm like, okay, done. 2 o'clock, I'm out.
Right, right.
So it may be good if people need evening hours for their coaching sessions. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Have you had any excitement in the last few weeks or anything you want to chat about?
Well, isn't my whole life is just I'm
Yeah,
living the dream.
chock full of excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's hard for me to kind of pinpoint, but all is good, thankfully.
thankfully.
And I think that just my thing, good as my mentality allows me to say, okay, if this is a rough day, it's a day.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow will be better. And so that's why I try to stay with that attitude and not to be so freaked out if I
Yeah.
have a day that's really rough. Just
Yeah.
say, "Okay, it's a crappy day.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
look good." When Jay will say to me, or like if I'm awake in the middle of the night, or I have a headache or a stomach ache or something, and when he's asking me why, I will say to him, because I'm human. But
Mm.
I, I
It's a
think
good response.
I think sometimes, especially, I think we brought up perimenopause and menopause before.
Mhm.
Sometimes we like to attribute the reasoning for things, but sometimes it just is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think maybe even if I didn't have a stroke, or if I wasn't going through this, I might still have a rough day.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I don't let it stop me. I just say, okay, time for me to pause, to rest, to start over, the next day. Do not worry about it so much.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I didn't really answer your question, but
No, 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 but that's important information. I had a day like that before my surgery, and I had all these things I had planned, like 4 things. Boom, 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 get it all done.
right,
When the first one bombed and I couldn't do what I wanted to do, I think there was a bad accident on the road I needed to go down, and we were all redirected to another route, took
right,
double the time. And
right,
then the second thing I wanted to do was go visit my grandmother, but the gate to her condo complex, nobody answered when I dialed, to let me in. I'm like, you know what? Things aren't going the way I wanted them to go, and this is just bad
100%.
juju. Like, I just felt like the
100%.
vibe was
Yeah.
off. Like, I'm like, I'm not going to push it because, this could be going down a very bad road. So I said, that's it. I'll do everything else tomorrow.
Good for you.
And I went home. I mean, some days are just like that. And it
That's
really
right.
had nothing to do with the stroke or anything like that. But I
You human.
recognized
You're
it
human.
was, yeah, I'm human and things were off. And who knows what else I would have experienced if I tried to do the 2 or 3 other things I wanted to do.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, I was human and it was just bad juju that day, or whatever you want to call it. And I went home and just said, oh, well, I'll just do other things at home. So, I totally get that. Get that. And I think we are all human. I do tend to say, oh my gosh, I have this headache and I knew a storm was coming. And I'm like, okay,
Right,
that
right.
makes sense. You do
Sometimes,
want to attribute it.
sometimes you can, but sometimes you can't.
Sometimes you can't. Right. Right. Like, if my knee starts hurting me, well, I didn't have a lot of physical therapy today. Why are you hurting? Well, it's just
Right, right,
I had a major surgery. It's just going to
right, right.
randomly hurt. So, yeah. So, I agree. Sometimes you just have a day and there's no explaining the issues. But I do have to say that I love doing this podcast with you. I really do. I mean, not only do I get to see your smiling face whenever we do this, because we talk in between also,
Yeah,
but just sharing all that we go through and, just developing. I've developed so much since I started talking with you and others in the podcast. So I want to thank you for that because I really do appreciate you doing this with me. I remember first mentioning to you, and you're like, what? A podcast?
yeah. And I have to say, my response to some people that have reached out is I vacillate literally between what the hell am I doing? And this is exactly what I should be doing.
Right. Yep.
And when I think back to like how I used to think about everything that I was saying and doing and how I looked and all that, and I didn't put myself out there. And now when my speech isn't the same, I don't have the same energy. I do not look physically the same as I used to. Now I'm putting myself out there. It
Hmm.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
However, it makes exact sense because if someone else is out there that has experienced something, stick out, be there because we're there with you. And so
yeah,
there, Trey, I'm there for you, but I'm also there for people who I've never met and I love.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, and I think
thank
you've
you
come
for
so far. You've
thank
come
you for
so
putting this
far.
idea there. Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I absolutely think that. But with that, we will be recording next week with your very good close friend whose birth was it her birthday today or was it yesterday?
Her birthday today. Happy birthday, Laura.
Happy birthday, Lori! I sent her a Facebook happy birthday.
I promised her I won't sing to her today because I can't sing, but you can sing if you want.
Oh, I should. I sing to my friends when I can't wait to chat with her. She seems like such a beautiful person. And I know we'll be fast friends.
I agree. I agree. And I think that there will be no shortage of laughs because one
I
of the
love
things
those.
that Lori has always had as a characteristic about her is when the chips are down, she's as funny as hell.
Good.
So I
I
love that.
love those kind of people.
That's right. That's right.
She got to laugh through it, and that's what
That's
we
right.
call the lighter side, right?
That's right. That's
I
right.
wouldn't be able to get through everything I've gotten through without having a sense of humor. I really wouldn't, you
And
know?
maybe that's our tip of the day.
Yeah.
When in doubt, you can either cry or you can laugh. Laugh.
Yeah, laugh. And if you need you help laughing, give us send us a message or a comment,
Yeah.
and
This is
we'll
our
get you laughing. We'll help you
That's right.
out. So with that, Bren, I think we'll wrap this up, and I hope you have a fantastic, because this is Saturday. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll meet up with you on Tuesday.
Sounds good.
All right.
I
Thanks, everybody.
We don't have a goodbye, but we'll come up with a goodbye.
No, we don't have a goodbye. We will.
We'll
And
come up with one.
yeah, I'll put my little outro video in there. But thanks for joining us, everyone. And remember, you can find us on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. And you can also find Clear Path on Instagram, TikTok, and I haven't done Facebook yet. But yeah, you can watch the full episodes there. And please subscribe and like and comment. And please, like we've always said, we'd love for you to interact with us because that's what's going to make this really valuable. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.